This is the Macna Bora riding pants. This is the Macna Velocity riding jacket. Now we have these two pieces of riding gear courtesy of Power Sports International, and today we are going to find out how well do they do the job. Now let's start with the pants first, and specifically their construction. Now most riding gear is made out of polymer and mesh, and the story remains the same with these Macna Bora riding pants. You've got polymer and mesh, and most of the area on these riding pants is actually mesh to increase cooling. This area here, this area here, then above the knees over here, and above the knees over here on both sides, you've got a huge area of mesh, and what this does is it funnels oncoming air inside your pants, cooling your body and then exiting out the rear side. As you can see, you've also got mesh here, here on the back sides, here and here. Now coming back to the front of these pants, let's look at the knee guard area. Now this is the area where if you happen to have a crash is where you will have a lot of the impact. So this area has been reinforced. There's a lot of padding inside. Plus you've got a CE level 1 knee protector already being sold with these pants. These knee protectors, which you get on both sides obviously, are adjustable for height, so you can get the fitment of these right by adjusting the height of the knee protectors. Next, let's come to adjustability, which is a big point when it comes to riding gear, and this pant comes with 3 levels of adjustability. Let me show you how. Over here, you have the bottommost level of adjustability, which will be around your riding shoes, and depending on the width of your shoes, you can open this Velcro strap and adjust it accordingly. In fact, this material feels so comfortable that you can actually keep the pants outside your boots, or if you have a little bit of space inside your boots, you can also tuck them in. But keeping them out is the preferred way to go, as it stops things from cluttering up inside your boot. Next, let's come to the knee area. Over here, you have these buttons. You've got 2 buttons here, so you've got 2 levels of adjustability, and depending on how much space or wiggle room you want around your knee, you can set this one according to that. Lastly, you also have waist adjustability, and you've got 2 Velcro straps on either side. So it doesn't matter if you're putting on a few pounds, you don't need to change your riding gear because of that, because these straps will easily accommodate that extra leeway that you need. Next up, obviously, pockets. Quite important for any rider, as you have to store your keys, you have to store your wallet, your mobile phone. All of these things can be stored in these pants right here, and for that you have got 4 different pockets. Now obviously 2 pockets are right here, right? So you've got 2 pockets right here, and you've got 2 more pockets right below them. Now they've got this waterproof kind material inside, but we wouldn't really recommend keeping sensitive items, sensitive to water items over here. Overall, you've got enough space to keep a wallet, a phone, probably keys or anything like that in these pockets, but we would recommend that you do not keep hard substances in your pockets because they can tend to injure you in the event of a crash. Now let's come to the kind of protection these pants are offering, and other than the knee protectors which are in there, which are CE level 1, you also have pockets for hip protectors, but these are not actual hip protectors. This is just a piece of foam inside right now as a placeholder. The hip protectors, well, they are an optional extra, and you're going to have to buy them separately. Well, it's good because you can first buy the pants in one go and then probably upgrade your riding gear over time, but it's good to know that you have a dedicated slot for hip protectors as well. Last but not the least, I also want to tell you about the rear side of these pants, and you see these silicone patches where you would be sitting on the motorcycle seat. Well, these have been integrated specifically so that you get a good grip on the seat. It's a big thing because sometimes motorcycle seats can tend to be slippery, and having an extra layer of protection just to stop you from sliding can be a big boon. And with that done, let's come to the riding jacket. This is the Macna Velocity riding jacket, and again, this is primarily a polymer and a mesh construction, which is very ideal for summer conditions. And over here, compared to the riding pants, the jacket is predominantly mesh. I mean, the front face of this entire jacket is made up of mesh. Once you look towards the rear, you'll also see that this side is also fully made up of mesh. What Macna has done is that areas like your shoulders, like your elbows, these have been reinforced with a stronger material, and you also got extra padding in there, and that will basically help you out in the event of a crash. Now moving on from that, this is what the jacket looks like from the inside. In fact, this is the same material that was used on the inside of the pants as well. Coming to protection, this jacket again comes with CE level 1 protection, but not just for your elbows, but for your shoulders as well. However, there's also space for a back protector, which needs to be an optional extra, so you need to buy that separately and put it in there. But it's good to know there's a dedicated slot for a back protector. Let's come to pockets and how many things you can carry inside this jacket. You've got primarily two pockets, one here on the right, one here on the left, and this is where you'll be storing most of your stuff. But there's also a dedicated pocket here on the inside. Open this, and this feels like it is truly made out of waterproof material and should be able to keep things like your phone dry. Now when it comes to adjustability, the jacket gets two levels of adjustability. First one, it's around your waist. You've got these Velcro straps that can be opened and set to the desired position according to whoever is wearing the jacket or whatever your size is. Another level of adjustability is around the cuffs. Obviously, put on your gloves and then you can snap in this Velcro like this according to the size of your hand, and it will be a snug fit. I think this is a really good boon because sometimes when you're riding out in winters, you don't want any excess air coming in through your hands, and this can help stop that to a certain extent. Now it's time to talk about what my experience has been like using these two pieces of riding gear over the last month. And first, let's start with quality. I think the quality of materials used specifically on the inside feel really nice. Now most of the time I'm going to be using a liner before wearing these pieces of riding gear, but sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I do not put the liner on, and even then the riding gear just feels soft against my skin, which is a really good thing. Now I've ridden like this for an hour or two and I have not really been uncomfortable, so that definitely says this that you can wear this riding gear even when you're not using a liner underneath, but we would always recommend that you wear a liner underneath. Apart from that, the quality of the stitching feels really nice. Now the stitching is kind of hidden away while you can see it, but it doesn't really pop out, and that means it's been stitched really well. Stitching is not going to come loose really easily. That's one of the biggest concerns with any pieces of riding gear, because it's the stitching that actually holds things into place in the event of a crash. The Macna riding pants and the riding jacket both come with really good quality stitching. As far as the pockets are concerned, I think the pockets on the pants are a little bit tight, and if you put anything too bulky in them, they kind of start to stick out and feel a little uncomfortable when you're riding a motorcycle. But if you're just slipping in a phone there or a wallet there, I think that's the limit they can take, and they work really well in those conditions. Now, as far as the ventilation is concerned, we have used these riding jackets and pants on regular bikes, 200cc bikes to 1000cc bikes, and while we didn't spend a lot of time on a 1000cc motorcycle, it never once felt like things were getting hot, and we were shooting during the afternoon, so that is also another thing to take into consideration. I think the ventilation on both these pieces of riding gear is quite optimal. The one place I did face some issue were the protectors. Now, when it comes to the shoulder and the elbow protectors in the jacket, they seem to do their job really well. But the pants, the knee protectors kind of started slipping down after a couple of hours of riding, and they needed to be readjusted into place, which is not the biggest concern, but it is definitely something you don't want to be doing often, because once they go down, they kind of start digging against your knee, and that becomes an uncomfortable situation. Now let's come to the final part of this video, where we discuss the price of the jacket and the pants, and combined they're going to run you anywhere between 27,000 to 33,000 depending on the kind of discounts that are running. Now that's not a budget offering. That means the Macna products have to stand up to a higher level, and in that case, I'm happy to report quality-wise, these don't seem to have any problem. I've been using them for about a month. The only question that remains is their longevity, and I will keep using them over the time to come. And if anything changes, we'll obviously update this video with a comment down below to let you know about that. But from what it looks like, we're not going to be running into any kind of problem soon when it comes to quality. The one thing that you will have to keep in mind is upgrading the armor. Now, this doesn't have a back protector, this doesn't have hip protectors. Your first priority should be to get those two installed. Once you've done that, you'll probably want to upgrade the elbow and the shoulder and the knee protection, which is CE level 1 right now, and upgrading those will also cost you a bit of money. So my guess over here is that around 40 to 45,000 is what it's going to cost you once you upgrade everything in this riding jacket and riding pant. So that's a good amount of money. So for that amount of money, these jackets should be able to do a lot. And that's where you will kind of run into a little bit of a problem, because primarily this is a summer jacket and this is something that can take care of rain. Winters and stuff like that is something you will find hard, because there's so much mesh on both these products that the cold air will get inside and it will kind of drop the temperature of your core body and it will make it difficult to ride. So in that sense, these jackets will not really help you all year around. But India is primarily a hot country. Most of the months you can use these jackets, and for what they are worth, they seem to be good value for money. Now, let us know what you thought about this video. Do you want us to cover any more aspect of these pieces of riding gear? Is there anything we missed out on that you would like to know about these pieces of riding gear? Reach out to us in the comments box below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and obviously it goes without saying, if you liked it, hit that like button, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the autoX channel for more such cool automotive content. Thank you so much for watching.